Hello, 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 and welcome to Bunny Cat's Oracle. My name is Marianne, and I'm very happy to have you all here. Welcome back if it's not your first time. Today, I will be doing a December 2020 tarot reading for Cancer, for the Cancer Collective, and for those who are spying on them. So if you have Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or if you're just curious to check out this video and hang out with me for a moment, very happy to have you here. As usual, I will start this reading with a prayer. So I pray for everyone who felt compelled to click on this video today. I pray that you are happy, that you are healthy, that you are being gentle with yourself and with everyone you meet in this time, that you are safe, and that all your best wishes are coming true. And this is a non-denominational prayer, by the way, so whatever you believe in. Today, I'll be using the Thoth deck from Aleister Crowley. This was actually the first deck I learned how to read tarot cards on, and I've just felt compelled to kind of go back to it for whatever reason. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get started with your reading. All right, so for my baby crabs, what's up for my Cancer friends this month for December 2020, please? What messages does the Cancer Collective need to hear, please, universe? What messages do we have for my baby crabs? Okay, just a few more shuffles here. Feels good. Put that back. I don't like that card. Shuffle it back in. All right. And you may hear my cat in the background. He's wandering around, making noise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Okay. So in the present, we have the Aeon, which is otherwise known as the Judgment card. Card 20 in the deck. We've got the Prince of Wands. We've got the Lust card, also known as the card of Strength. And we have the 10 of Swords at the top. Wow. So some of you are dealing with some sort of ending. You may be putting a difficult period behind you and doing kind of like a review of your life. So let me bring this card closer because it's really cool. And I'd like you to look at it and imagine what you see. I know it's not terribly in focus, this crappy camera, but like the idea with this card is like there's an inner child that wants to come out, that wants you to connect with it, right? In the Judgment card in the Rider-Waite, we see somebody who is, or several people who are kind of being called by St. Gabriel to sort of review their lives and answer for their sins. And it's not really what's happening, but you could be looking back on your life and on the decisions you've made and making a sort of judgment call. And asking yourself, well, what do I want to do next, right? There's really a sense of just being called, right? It's like, what do you really want to do in this life? Because it feels like you've just ended a cycle with the 10 of Swords at the top. And it was a difficult cycle. It was something it would have taught you a lot. The 10 of Swords is equivalent to the Ace of Swords, which is about clarity and truth, right? So when you end a difficult cycle, you come out with these lessons that you really don't want to repeat ever again, but you're stronger for having learned them, right? You are better off for having learned them. But it feels like you are stepping into a whole new period in your life where like you're in charge. You know, you want to do what you set out to do. You don't want to just do whatever dumb Joe job comes your way. Like you want to actually do something meaningful. I also see you being incredibly brave. I see so much red. Do you see there's so much red and orange in this line here? It's like passion, energy. Some of you could even be a bit angry too. You may have gone through like a difficult ending, or you may have felt betrayed by some people around you. But there's really a feeling of bravery, of heading into the future, into your new life courageously, right? The Lust card here, as I mentioned before, this would be the Strength card. Although in this deck, Strength and Justice are switched around. So this becomes card 11 and the Justice card becomes card 8. But regardless, it's about you being courageous. It's about you overcoming your fear and your base instincts. And, you know, if lust is something that has been getting the better of you this month, it may be something that you use to motivate yourself, to push yourself further in your career, rather than letting that distract you and knock you off course. Prince of Wands here in your present energy. This is about being very charismatic, being a leader, really going for gold. We see the lion here as well. And we see the lion here. And it's interesting because Cancer is a water sign. But this card is associated with fire signs, and the lust is associated with Leo as well. Some of you could actually be dealing with a Leo in some way, or just getting in touch with that energy, right? Like, just because you're a water sign doesn't mean you can't get that fiery energy about you. And some of you may have a lot of fire in your chart too, even if you're not born, under a fire sign, so to speak. But it's a very ambitious vibe coming through here, and I like it a lot. It feels really powerful and energetic, and really not the energy you'd expect to see in December. Like, I don't feel like you're winding down so much as you're like getting going, you're like, what's next? So that's really cool. We'll see what else is going on and how the cards kind of play together, in the other lines. In the recent past, we've got the 9 of Pentacles. Some of you could have come into a lot of money. Very financially independent. Princess of Swords. We have the 5 of Discs. We have the Prince of Cups at the top. Now, this is your card, Cancer, typically associated with a water sign, Cancer or Scorpio or Pisces. And this is about somebody who, I should bring it closer so you can actually see. This is somebody who is very much in charge of their emotions. You can see that, like, on this card, this prince here, who's otherwise known as a king in other decks, first of all, he's riding on a bird. Second, he's sitting on some sort of treasure chest on top of the bird. He's holding a bouquet in one hand. He's balancing like a bird crown on his head. And then in the other hand, he's holding this bowl with a snake in it while also holding the reins to the birds. So, like, my impression is this guy is balancing a lot. Like, there's a lot going on. And it seems like a kind of dangerous situation almost, right? But he is perfectly calm, perfectly focused, just, flying around on the bird, holding a snake in his hand. And it's like he's completely unperturbed, right? So this card is really about emotional stability. It's somebody who is very deep and whose emotions are running really deep. And he may be in really like choppy waters, so to speak, but he doesn't show it on the outside. So there's something interesting going on here. On the one hand, it's like you either had a lot of money to begin with, or you came into some money with the 9 of Pentacles here. Very luxurious card of financial independence too, one of my favorites. So you seem to be well positioned. You have the Princess of Swords here. Now, you could have dealt with somebody who was very cunning, a little bit manipulative, and may have swindled you a little bit, or may have lied to you. There was some sort of a loss or some sort of a breakup even. Some of you could have been dealing with, let's say, a younger woman. This is a youth here, okay? It could be male, it could be female. Take it how it resonates. But it's someone who is very much ready to fight, ready to jump in to the ring and show everyone what they're made of. But at the same time, they're young, they're a little bit naive, they're not really quite sure what they're doing. But they're so ready to go for it. You look at this person, they look very gentle. They've got these little ballerina slippers, and they kind of look like a little fairy, little butterfly wings, and kind of a sheer dress, but they're holding a big sword. So who is this person? Is this you? Is this you in the workplace, appearing very gentle, but being very cunning, very, I don't want to say manipulative, but, very intelligent behind the scenes? Or is this somebody that you dealt with? Because we have the 5 of Discs here, which can be about a breakup. It's about somebody kind of feeling left in the cold. It can be about a loss of money. So this, in the Rider-Waite deck, the Princess of Swords would be equivalent to the Page of Swords, which is known as our spy card. So you could have dealt with somebody who was either spying on you or like maybe even stole from you. It could be a thief. There was a little bit of a loss here. For others, this could have been a breakup. But either way, it seems like it didn't affect you that badly. And if it did affect you, you certainly didn't show it. And you were in a good enough position with the 9 of Discs here that this didn't really hurt you that much. But you may have just felt a little bit burned, and you could have some anger in the present. I did see that 10 of Swords. So I can't help but think, yes, this is like a sort of breakup. Maybe some of you were dating somebody younger, right? Or vice versa, right? If this is your energy, you could have been involved with somebody older who has these characteristics. But there was some sort of painful ending here. But it seems like you are learning from the experience and pushing forward, and coming into this very confident, very charismatic energy. Even if there's still a part of you that's very much upset, you're not showing that to the world. Let's look at your near future here. We have the Death card, which again, it's not death, it's just change. Two of Swords. Ooh, the Empress, card number 3 of the Major Arcana. And at the top, the Chariot. Wow. Okay. So this is very much in line with like what I saw here about you moving full speed ahead. By the way, Cancer, this is your card. The Chariot astrologically is associated with the sign of Cancer. So we have somebody going on a victory tour here. This generally is about your work. It's about moving forward, being very, very victorious, very successful, really needing to keep yourself in check, keep yourself in balance. We have a white Sphinx and a black Sphinx on the picture here. And it's about kind of keeping your light side and your dark side in balance, right? And not letting one take over the other so that you're able to kind of keep moving forward steadily. There is some sort of big change here. It could be a change in your work. I feel like for a lot of you, though, this is about a relationship. And it may just be that you're going through a breakup and you're still kind of dealing with that in the near future this month, or kind of recovering from it. But I get the sense like somehow this situation has changed you as a person. Like when we meet people and we fall in love with them, or we become their best friend or whatever, what we're really seeing in them is a sort of reflection of ourselves, or maybe like the opposite of ourselves. Like if you read about Carl Jung's idea of the anima and the animus, it's like our female manifestation and our male manifestation, and whichever one we are, we look for the opposite of that in our partner, right? So they can kind of mirror us. So everything we go through with that person, it's about our soul's development, right? Like we can blame everything on that person, what happens, but we have to ask ourselves, well, why did I allow that to happen? Why did I choose that? Why did I choose that person at this time? What was it that I needed to learn, right? So no wonder when people go through a breakup, they often change their hair color, or they start a new job, or they move, right? It's because that process of discovering with that person and then ending that cycle, it changes you as a person. You're ready for a whole new phase. The next person you meet will probably be very different because you will have changed as well, right? So there's a part of you that's processing this change, and it seems like you are not speaking with someone to, like, this is my card of blocking, the Two of Swords here. And then we have the Empress at the bottom. So you could still have a woman on your mind, an important female figure in your life, or somebody that's bringing you a lot of comfort right now. Or if this is your energy, this is a really, really wonderful energy, feeling very abundant, very peaceful, very much at home in your home. And Cancer does rule the home. So, okay, am I going to move it this way now? Okay, sorry. Yeah, so you can see that this woman is like just very, very relaxed, and she's got this swan around her and these two moons and some flowers, and she just kind of has it all going on, is just really enjoying her space, right? This is also about being patient as well. And this is the card of Taurus. So far we have Taurus, we have Leo, we have Scorpio, we have Cancer. If any of those signs mean anything to you. I don't want to focus too much on the astrology of the cards, but that might mean something to some of you. Okay, let's look at what's motivating you this month. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Seven of Discs. And we have the Knight of Cups. Wow. So I do feel, again, now this card, it's one of the cards I don't love in this deck, but because it's called failure. But to me, the Seven of Wands is really just about like work challenges. There could have been some difficult work challenges, you know, in your past or even in your present that you're still kind of processing. But the Seven of Wands is called Valor in this deck. And it's also the card of advocacy. It's about standing up for what you have. It's also about standing up for yourself or standing up for others, right? So this could have to do with this so-called spy card here as well. For those of you who are dealing with like a spy or a kind of dishonest person in the workplace, you're not going to take it laying down, or you haven't taken it laying down. You're going to recover. You're going to fight back, right? This shows you being very, very strong. Also, I'm now seeing 777. The card of the Chariot is 7, right? It's the number of victory. It's also the number of heaven. So you could be really lucky at this time as well. And at the top, we have the Knight of Cups. So you may be feeling very charming. And for those of you who are trying to charm someone, for like if this person on your mind, the Empress, or even the Prince of Wands, you may be wanting to impress them, connect with them, maybe, form some sort of committed romantic attachment, or you just want to be seen in a better light. It's a lovely energy. The Knight of Cups is also the White Knight. As you can see, he rides a white horse. So some of you might have this like White Knight syndrome where you feel like you need to save people, which, is not a bad thing as long as you don't use it, in a dark and manipulative way. You may be feeling like you need to be there for somebody, right? With the Seven of Wands and this White Knight card, like there's somebody that you're helping in this time. That you feel like you need to save them in some way or protect them. And that's a really honorable energy, right? Again, like as long as you're using it for good and not evil. If you're doing that out of a sense of, narcissism or manipulation, then, your heart isn't in the right place. But if you're just wanting to kind of help someone because you yourself are in a position to help people, right? The Nine of Discs here showing you like very wealthy, then that's a lovely thing to do, especially around Christmas, right? All right, let's look at what's hidden to you this month. Ooh, we have the Lovers here. We have the Emperor. Ooh, we have the Universe. Wow, so like tons of major arcana here, Cancer. Oh my goodness. And we have the Queen of Discs at the top. Wow. Okay, so I feel like somebody in your life, either a man or a woman, right? Queen of Discs tends to be a wealthy lady or an earth sign, a very powerful earth sign lady. Emperor is the card of Aries, so could be dealing with an Aries or a boss-like figure or a kind of a dominating man. And then we have the Lovers in between. So I can't help but feel like this is a couple. It may be somebody you know. It may be that you are thinking about the Queen of Discs, or that you are thinking about like an Aries or a fire sign, the Emperor here. And it seems like this person is involved with somebody else, with the Lovers in between. But it's coming to an end. There's something ending here with the Universe. This is about a major completion. So this, whoever it is on your mind that you're wanting to impress, it's like they're going through a massive change as well themselves, right? This is the last card of the major arcana. It's often called the World. There's also, when this card appears in your spread, like really anywhere, it is very fortuitous because it does show that you've come through like all of the challenges of the major arcana and have reached the end and are ready for a new beginning, which is really cool, right? So if it doesn't apply to somebody who's on your mind, this could be about you, right? It can also be about reaching a lot of people far and wide. This card in other decks is known as the World. So that can be about, the World Wide Web, for example, somebody going viral or somebody having a bit of fame. Something that you do or that somebody that you're thinking of is doing, could be putting them in front of a lot of people, right? Making them famous in some sort of way or having some sort of come up moment. So this is really interesting. It's something you don't see, right? So if you think you know what this is right off the top of your head, it probably isn't that. Let's look at your advice line, and then I'm going to get some clarifiers, and we're going to go a little bit deeper with this spread because this is fascinating. Okay, I have the Magician here. Ooh, this is good, and I have the Justice card. That's interesting. I was talking about Justice and the Lust card earlier because they're switched around here, but now you have both, and you have the Works card at the top, number 3. So this is really saying to me, like as advice, focus on your work, create something new. You are very courageous and passionate and motivated this month, Cancer. And I think people will be seeing you as somebody very talented, very efficient. This is the card of cooperation. So you may be working with some other people who complement you really well. People who have different skills than what your skills are, right? So if you're really good with money, you may be working with some people who have some talents who are able to put that to use, or vice versa, right? Or you may be working with 3 people as well, with the 3 here. We also have a 3 here. How many 3s we have now? I only see 2 3s. Still though, there could be a team of 3. Careful what you manifest, because you have the Magician card here, which I love. So when you have the Magician card in your spread, you are very powerful. You're able to make things happen really well. This card is also associated with contracts and like the written word, lots of communication. So you may be working on some new contract of some sort, but you're very intelligent at this time. You're very efficient, and you're able to really make things happen. So keep your mind in a positive place, because you don't want to manifest something bad, right? You want to just keep it good, keep it positive, really making moves. And the Justice card here upright, it says things are going to be going well. There may be a decision that goes in your favor. But again, it may be something to do with contracts here. Some of you may be wanting to get married, like literally, trying to enter into a marriage contract. Marriage is a contract, right? It's like a business partnership, but it's romantic. Others are literally going to be getting into a business partnership of some sorts. Just be careful, pay attention to the details and all that, but it does look very positive. I am going to get a few more cards here and see what else is going on. So I'm just going to randomly shuffle my playing cards, and oh my God, we have the Joker. Okay. And it came out upside down. That might be saying something. Okay. So somebody here, it's in between the Two of Swords and the Prince of Wands, which I feel really strongly like this is your energy this month, even though you're kind of tend to be more associated with, the Cup cards, the Prince or the Knight. I feel like somebody who you work with hasn't been totally on the up and up, right? Because the Joker is kind of like the Magician card, or even like the Fool card. When he's reversed, it can be somebody that's like a little bit of a trickster. And it could be somebody, again, like you've dealt with recently. Like you would know who this is. If you've been dealing with a trickster or a spy in your business or in your life, you should know who I'm talking to. If not, this probably doesn't apply to you. And it's in between the Prince of Wands and the Two of Swords. It's just saying like, don't talk to this person. Don't tell this person anything. Like if your gut is telling you, nah, I can't trust this person, like keep your cards very close to your chest, right? Because some people are going to be all too curious to know what's written in these contracts that you're working on. It could be some deal that you're working on and they need to know what your price is because they're actually working with your competitors or something like that, right? Or like those of you who are in a creative field, maybe they want to know like what auditions you're going to, right? Because they want to compete with you and they want to go do it. So I would just say, just be careful. Just keep your cards close to your chest. I think I already said that. I'm so repetitive. Okay, let's get some more cards here. What else? Just see where they fall. Oops. Okay, we had a 7 of diamonds coming out. We didn't come out all the way. Let's see if he tries to come out again. Anything else? Come on now. Oops. Okay, there we go. We got 2 here. All right. 2 unicorns. We have the 5 of spades here. We have the 10 of clubs in between the Aeon, my judgment card, and the 9 of pentacles. So this is like the 10 of wands. So, and this would be like the 5 of swords. So I do see, in the recent past, it could have been like a fight over money, quite honestly. And you kind of like in the present wanting to do the right thing. It feels like whatever it is you're ending at the moment, or that you've kind of started ending recently, something you're kind of currently dealing with, it does feel like there's some bad blood and it feels like there's a big burden there. Like it feels like something very difficult, like a difficult ending. Now you have 2 10s. But the good thing about getting these 10s is like you can end this and it's done, right? 10 of swords is something that's like completely done. But five of spades is like, it could be a bit of a loss and there could be an argument. There could have been some really harsh words. Spades is the suit of swords in the tarot, which is about thoughts and ideas. So not necessarily going to get punched in the nose, but some people may have some nasty things that they said or are going to say, and you just need to cut them loose. It's painful, but again, with like this judgment card here, it's like you look into your heart and you know what the right thing is to do. And so whoever this is, if this applies to you, they just need to not be in your life anymore. Okay. And I'm not going to focus on that anymore because it just feels kind of negative. Oh, hello. Okay. Now we got a bunch of cards coming out here. Which one am I going to take? Okay. Here we have the 4 of clubs, which would be my 4 of wands in between the Emperor, the Universe, the Justice card. Some of you like legitimately are thinking about getting married. And I feel like I mentioned that before, right? like wanting to take things to the next level, either with an Aries or another fire sign, or with an earth sign here, the Queen of Discs, right? Actually, some of you could even be dealing with a Libra, because this is the card of Libra here. Definitely wanting to take things to another level. The universe talks about that. The Four of Wands talks about that as well, right? So if it's not a business partnership, it's a literal partnership, a marriage that you're thinking about. Cool. All right. Now, what do we have here? I'm going to take them all. There's a lot. Okay. So it came on top of the Empress. And under the Two of Swords, we got King of Hearts, which is a Prince of Cups you have already. We got the Four of Spades. This is my rest card. Six of Hearts, card of soulmates, people from the past, and the Nine of Spades. So I feel like there is somebody on your mind. If it isn't a very nurturing male, it would be a very nurturing female. So it could go either way for you guys, depending on, which side you identify with. There's a need for rest. It feels like somebody from the past that you love dearly, somebody who felt like a soulmate in some way, is causing you perhaps a lot of anxiety. So, or maybe will cause you a lot of anxiety. And the message here is that you just need to give it a rest. Some of you may be kind of grappling with like the pain of the past, which is, I did see something kind of painful here in your recent past, but this could have been not so recent. It could have been a long time ago. It could just be that, for example, you meet somebody new, right? And they're great and you are falling in love with them, but you've been wounded in the past. Somebody has hurt you before. So you can't help but remember the last time you felt this way and how that turned out, right? So if you've been burned by a past relationship, that is weighing heavily on your mind. There's a part of you that wants to dive right in to this new relationship, but there's this need to heal whatever, happened in the past. It's almost like you're triggered in a way, like you're like, well, that happened last time. So the message here is that you need to kind of put something to rest. You need to let it rest. Don't stay up all night thinking about somebody that's not there anymore, right? Because like if they're meant to be, they will be, right? The universe card here would tell me that if it's over, it's over. Like this is a completion, right? So you need to let dead dogs lie, so to speak. That's really terrible saying. But yeah, if there is something weighing on your mind that you can't do anything about now, just try to just leave it be for now, Cancer. I hope that's helpful in some way. There's a lot going on here. My goodness. Oh my goodness. My heart kind of breaks for you a little bit when I see this. I don't know what it is you guys are dealing with individually. I hope it's not too bad, but I know your sign to be very sensitive, even if you don't always show it, right? And it seems to me somebody may have broken your heart, may have lied to you, but I don't see that happening in your future. I just see it weighing on you, right? I feel like you're ready for a whole new cycle here. That's going to be really good and it's going to surprise you. So you have to just try and kind of focus on the moment and be open to what lies ahead and think positive. Because again, with the Magician card here, you don't want to manifest a repeat of your past mistakes. You want to manifest something new. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that I want? Maybe start making lists, writing down what you want and what you would want in a partner as well, and what you want to invite into your life. And maybe look at that list every day. That might be helpful for you. I'm going to shuffle some animal cards and just see if we have any more advice for my crab friends here. Let's see here. What do we have for the Cancer Collective? Oh, two of them. Ooh, we've got the starfish and we've got the hawk. This is interesting. This is really interesting because to me, like the starfish is about being seen. This is a card of somebody who's very proud, very visible, very attractive, but it's a little bit of a superficial energy. And the hawk is somebody who has a very keen eye and is able to see even the smallest details from very far away. Someone who has a really, really good view of the big picture, but also like, the tiniest details. So it's almost like you think you're the watcher, but you're also being watched, like people are watching you, watching them. I'm also hearing like watch them like a hawk, like watch them like a hawk. Like I can't help but like be drawn back to this card here, Princess of Swords. So there may be somebody still around you that like you just need to keep your eye on them, and you may be needing to cut them loose. I don't know who that is or who needs to hear that. Be careful about the company you keep, right? Because people are all too eager to watch you, and they may not have the best of intentions, and you need to watch them back, and just pay attention to the details, pay attention to the red flags. Maybe we should get one more card. Let's look at the Wisdom of the Oracle, see what else we got here. What messages do we have for Cancer? Let's see if we have any more messages for them. Oh, here we go. Okay. We got the Thinker card. Oh my gosh, so many cards here. We've got the Truth Be Told, the Fates, and Exchanging Gifts. All right. Well, Christmas is coming up, so exchanging gifts, that makes sense. You may be exchanging gifts. The Fates. It kind of seems to me, again, I'm not trying to make this into a romance reading, but I can't help but think that that's what this is. That some of you are really like wanting to go full speed in a new relationship, and you may be wanting to buy a nice gift for your lover and exchanging gifts. And there's something about this time that feels very fateful. It feels like it's meant to be, right? You do have the Universe card again, too. Like this could talk about fate as well. And the Lovers card here, like there may be some sort of soulmate that you are dealing with now that you want to exchange a nice gift with, but not just exchanging gifts, but like showing them who you are, having some really deep conversations, opening up to them. The Thinker, you're very contemplative about this, but you need to show yourself a little bit. Let me show you this card. Like tell them what it is that you really think. Let them see the real you. And here, I'm not talking about this spy. I did say keep your cards close to your chest earlier. In business, keep your cards close to your chest. In romance, though, you may want to open up a bit, right? You may be feeling like, you need to impress this person with your money, or like buying them gifts, or, and that if that's just like your love language, like some people, that's, how they are. But these cards seem to be saying like, show them who you really are as well. Like it's not really just about gifts, it's also about your inner truth, connecting with people on a really deep level. Like a really deep, inquisitive conversation might actually be the way to their heart. So this is all very interesting, Cancer. If any of this resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it. No pressure, of course. I want you to have a wonderful month. That was really awkward. I wish you a very wonderful month. I wish you a wonderful holiday if you are celebrating. I hope you are safe. I hope you are careful. I wish you all the best with all of your endeavors, with all of your relationships. And I want to thank you again for joining me here on the channel. And I hope to see you again really soon. Until then, stay safe. Take very good care of yourselves. Bye.